Drop a like and do share. Leave your comments and do not forget to subscribe for more videos.
Hi guys, thank you for watching Edupedia World videos. In this video, we'll be continuing our learning of assessment of growth opportunities for SBUs. In the previous video, we saw how the strategic gap planning is important for study to the marketeers and how they can reduce the gap from where they are standing to where they are planning to be. And we also learned about the intensive growth opportunities. That means that whatever product, whatever services they have right now, without modifying them, without changing them, how they can use those services and products to gain more market share and more profits by, say, exploring new markets or gaining new markets and cutting down the competitors' market share. In this video, we will start with integrative growth. On the left hand side, I have certain chart. It says about forward integration, backward integration, balanced integration. For example, if there is a manufacturer's helmets, now their manufacturing unit is located at the center. So this is the manufacturing. They get their intermediate goods from other source or a seller, and that seller gets the raw material from a different seller. So before coming to the manufacturing facility, the product itself has gone through two steps, that is first and second. For example, if the raw material consists of, say, plastic granules, fibers, or maybe cushions that is used for padding on the inside of the helmet, and then intermediate goods, say these may be visors or something like that, and then manufacturing, that means that assembling and labeling and other things, then marketing and sales, then after sales service. So if you will see forward integration, then that means that the company which is manufacturing the helmet will overtake or acquire the marketing sales company and after sales company as well. That may be forward integration. Then if it acquires the intermediate goods and then raw material, that means that where the visor and the other things are being given or other things are being fixed for the helmet, and where the raw materials in the form of plastic granules or the inner cushion is being done, if company acquires these two steps, that will be backward integration. And if one step at a time, one level at a time, if the company acquires, that will be balanced integration. So just to say with, a business can increase sales and profit through either backward integration, forward integration, or horizontal integration as well. That means that company may acquire another competitor, or company may acquire a competitor which is posing a threat to the company itself. For example, say if Studs will acquire Steelbird, or say Steelbird will acquire Vega or something like that. So forward and backward integrations are two integration strategies which are adopted by organizations to gain competitive advantages in the market and to gain control over the value chain of the industry under which they are operating. And these strategies are one of the major consideration when developing future plan of an organization. If the organization wants to grow, they may at a point consider about these type of integration. And the fourth one is the horizontal integration. So they may consider about this thing in the future plans. And together these two strategies are known as vertical integration. So forward and backward, these two strategies, if you combine them, will be known as vertical integration. In words, vertical integration is the degree to which organizations own its upstream suppliers or downstream buyer for further product processing. Let us see integrative growth example. The following two issues are important issues which need to be considered by an organization for taking the decision of integration strategies. First is cost. The organization is to adopt integration strategies when the cost of making the product inside the organization is lower than the cost of buying that product in the market. For example, if supposedly China was manufacturing or supplying the products at a higher rate or at a rate that is higher than being manufactured in India, so those products will be most likely not imported, and the manufacturer or the sellers here in India won't be interested so much in Chinese goods. But the fact is that China, because of various reasons, is able to manufacture and provide goods at a much cheaper rate than India or other countries. And that's why not only India but America and other countries, they import goods from China. Let us take an example of Apple iPhone. Now Apple iPhone, if the company or the managers of the company, they were to assess the integrative growth on these 2 points, especially for cost, what they will do, they will first understand what is the cost of manufacturing the phone, the body of the phone, say mic, camera and other things, the components of the phone within US, that is in-house manufacturing or domestic manufacturing. Then they will compare that cost or that manufacturing cost if as opposed to if it is given to be manufactured in China or say India. And if those costs are lower than the US, then of course the Apple would be interested in outsourcing these components or these assemblies to the countries like say China or India, because there the cost of manufacturing is lower than as opposed to US. Then comes the scope of organization. While adopting integration strategies, the organization is to consider whether moving into new area of activities will not dilute its current competencies. New activities in the organizations are also normally harder to manage and control. The organization should terminate the necessity of adopting backward integration or forward integration or both. Now Apple has its own stores to ensure that the products are displayed, sold and supported on the shop floor in a manner that is consistent with the brand values. It was not true before some years, but later on Apple now has its own store in many countries, and in some countries there are some vendors or there are some authorized dealers that are selling these Apple iPhones or the laptops. But as a scope of organization, as a part of their integrative growth, Apple has now come to this stage where they are doing the forward integration. That means they are not only manufacturing, but they are also marketing their products or they are selling their products. Earlier they were only limited till this level, but now they are moving ahead and they have gone towards the forward integration and they are now selling their products also by themselves, not hiring any third party or any other vendor. Integrative growth. Let us continue this learning. Horizontal integration can generally be described as involving less control, that is compared to vertical integration. Horizontal integration increases the dependency of both partners on each other. Moreover, trust is an important factor in horizontal integration, as the lack of trust can cause the integration to break. Thus, you will generally see horizontal integration taking its own sweet time to fall through. Horizontal integration can prove to be a successful strategy when your company competes in a growing industry. Your competitors are lacking capabilities, skills or resources that you can provide, and then the corporation can lead to a monopoly that would be allowed by the government policies. The economies of scale or the economies of scale, that is also known as EOS or ES, generally would have significant effect, that is there would be a proportionate saving in cost gained by an increased level of production. That means that this integrative growth is only successful if the organization sees a measurable amount of saving and a measurable increase in the level of production. Then only it is successful. Now coming to some famous examples. One of the clearest examples of horizontal integration is Facebook's acquisition of Instagram in 2012 for a reported $1 billion. Both Facebook and Instagram operated in the same industry and were in similar production stages in regard to their photo sharing services. Facebook, looking to strengthen its position in social media and importantly social sharing space, saw the acquisition of Instagram as an opportunity to grow its market share. Another example would be Disney Pixar. So this great example of horizontal integration is Disney's acquisition of Pixar Studios. Disney was facing market saturation with its current corporation and was looking for ways to expand and increase the profits. Disney has started out an animation studio that targeted families and children especially. Then it came across Pixar Studio. Pixar Studio also operated in the same space as Disney, but it had more cutting-edge technology when it came to digital animated movies. To grow its market share, strengthen its product line, reduce its competition and access new markets, Disney acquired Pixar Studios. Now coming to our example of classmate notebooks, how might classmate notebook achieve its integrative growth? The company might acquire one or more of its suppliers such as raw paper material producers to gain more control or generate more profit through backward integration. It might also acquire some wholesalers or retailers, especially if they are highly profitable in forward integration. Finally, the company might acquire one or more competitors provided the government does not bar this horizontal integration. However, these new sources may still not deliver the desired results, sales volume. In that case, the company must consider the diversification opportunities. Diversification growth makes sense when good opportunities exist outside the present business. The industry is highly attractive and the company has right mix of business. For example, the company could choose a concentric strategy and seek new products that have technological and marketing similarities. Like they could explore the market of professional whiteboards or planners, and it will help in growth as the targeted market is already exposed to white paper notebooks. And that is how they can go for diversification growth. That is it for this video. In the next video, I will be speaking on business unit strategic planning. Thank you.